In Major League Baseball, Dylan Cease throws a no-hitter for the San Diego Padres.
Crazy.
With the trade deadline coming up,
What does each of our teams need in the current trade deadline?
I like it. AJ's going for his RN degree over there because he's nursing that drink right there.
That's right.
All right, so let's go ahead and talk about Dylan Cease. Not to be confused with Dylan Crease, which is a MLB legend, according to AJ over there.
Yes.
Autocorrect is a pain in the ass.
Yes.
But yeah, anyway, so he throws a no-hitter no-hitter on 114 pitches, 9 strikeouts, 3 walks. What's your thought on your boy Dylan Cease over there?
Only the second one in Padres history.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
Doesn't really surprise me.
Wow.
Yeah, great no-hitter, man.
Yeah, good for him.
But anyway, so what we wanted to do, folks, if you watched our video last week, we talked about how we want to talk about the trade deadline. So the trade deadline is actually a little earlier than it was last year. It's actually July 30th is the trade deadline this year.
Yep.
So what we decided in that video is we're actually going to be a little selfish. We're going to talk about what we believe our teams need when it comes to the trade deadline this year, which is talking about the Dodgers and the Braves. So
the Braves.
Why don't you go ahead and break it down for us real quick? Let us know what the Braves need to do at the deadline this year.
Okay, so the Braves, the deadline, just need to get healthy. My gosh, we have been getting absolutely killed with injuries.
So they lost Ronald Acuna Jr. to that freak knee injury.
Yep. Spencer Strider
to Tommy John. And then you also had
Michael Harris Jr.
Your center fielder, right?
Yep.
And then you also had Ozzie Albies, your second baseman.
Ozzie Albies just got hurt too.
Yeah. So that's like 5 of your top best players. So what, didn't Austin Riley miss a whole bunch of times this year already?
Austin Riley, Travis d'Arnaud. Yeah. What the Braves could really use, they need a solid hitting utility player. Their offense has really been struggling this year. We actually have had some pretty good pitching for the most part of the season. We've got obviously 3-4 guys that have been kind of playing out of their minds. They could really use a solid hitting utility player to cover second base. One guy that I really like that's kind of mentioned in a couple different articles is Ahmed Rosario from Tampa Bay. He'd probably be a pretty solid pickup to kind of cover second, and then he also will play some outfield as well. So they do need some outfield help. They're just pulling guys out of AAA to kind of help with that right now. We could use a solid actual outfielder for the Michael Harris Jr. injury. I do like Jazz Chisholm out of Miami. He is a solid, obviously, outfielder. He could play 2 for Albies, and then he's also a good, base runner, MVP candidate potentially.
Still in bases. It's all that matters. It's all that matters for sure.
So
I like it. Anything else you need on the Braves there?
Obviously, starting pitching.
More on starting pitching later, because that's definitely what I'm going to get into. You want to know what my idea is for the Braves?
What?
They need to repeat what they did in 2001.
2001?
Sorry, 2021. They load up on the best offensive talent available at the deadline, and they rode that SOB all the way to the end of the year.
Yep.
So they
have more pitching than they had then.
So best available talent for the Braves right now is Luis Robert Jr. of the Chicago White Sox. I also have Jazz Chisholm down there as well. The reason why you don't want Jazz Chisholm, though, I'll tell you this, is he was the cover athlete of MLB The Show last year. Once you do that, that's basically you're done.
Game over.
You can't be on the cover and still be a good player.
Nope, it's impossible.
Ask Fernando Tatis Jr. He's gotten a platinum glove, but he's not recovered since he's been the cover athlete. I actually do have a perfect player for you guys to go after. He is an outfielder. He could also play some first base. Cody Bellinger.
Is he potentially available in the trade market?
Yeah, the Chicago Cubs are not going to win their division. They're not going to make that. They're not going to make it. He's on a 3-year opt-outs after the next 2 years. He's basically a $30 million player a year. But, with the Braves and how they negotiate their contracts, that they definitely have room for him if he decides to opt in next year.
No, I love that, actually.
You could put him at first. You could put him at third. You can put him at center field. He could play left or right. I think Cody Bellinger is the move you got to make there. I think that the Braves have the depth in the farm system to make it worthwhile for the.
Oh, they definitely do
for the Cubs for sure.
Yeah.
Power bat that could do both is definitely going to be Cody Bellinger.
Love it. Make it happen, Braves.
The Marlins are definitely in everything must go type scenario right now, and I think Tanner Scott, which is a left-handed reliever, I think would be a good fit for what the Braves have there.
Yeah,
I don't think you guys need any starting pitching, to be honest with you. I think you guys are set. I mean, Sale made the All-Star team. Morton's doing well.
Max Fried.
That's who I was thinking about. Absolutely,
but he's actually injured.
What? When did that happen?
Yeah, he has forearm neuritis.
Oh, dude, that's like a precursor to TJ right there. Okay, so maybe then,
and then the other one's Reynaldo Lopez.
Yeah, so I think you're right. I think you definitely need to go after a starter. Screwball would definitely be a good one. He's my frontline candidate for Cy Young on the American League, so I think that's a good pickup.
Check out that video too.
Yep. It'll be linked in the comments down below. Check that out. So I definitely think that would be a good pickup there for you guys for sure. We want to hear from you, Braves fans. Let us know in the comments down below. Let us know what you think. Are we off on our predictions here on what the Braves need to do in order to, revamp themselves? Go ahead and jump in the comments. Let us know what you think.
I do appreciate you covering the Braves, though.
Hey,
you did some research on my team, and I let you down.
It's all good, man. Next, so let's go ahead and talk about my Los Angeles Dodgers, shall we?
Yes, absolutely.
So what the Dodgers need to do is squarely just one thing, man. There's only one thing and one thing only, and that is starting pitching. That's all we need. So right now with the Dodgers, they do have a little bit coming back. We did get Tyler Glasnow back from his shoulder tightness.
That's good.
He pitched yesterday, had a good game, but they did end up losing quite badly after he was pulled out, so the bullpen blew it for him. We just had Clayton Kershaw, Mr. Tony Crenshaw himself, did make his first start. He did since coming back. This is his first start of all the year, by the way. He has not been on the mound at all this year or in spring training. He went off-season shoulder surgery. First major surgery of his career at age 34,
which is pretty impressive,
especially when he had an arm that was used that much over the early 2010s. So that's impressive. But he went 4 innings. I think he fanned like 6 Ks, gave up 2 earned runs, but definitely a good jump there for him for sure. So we are getting talent back. You're also going to see Bobby Miller come back as a starting pitcher. We're relying way too much on rookie pitchers, basically hoping that Tyler Glasnow can go way beyond his career max in innings pitched. So
right,
we definitely need starting pitchers. My first choice would be Garrett Crochet. Garrett Crochet is a left-handed pitcher from the Chicago White Sox. He originally started off as a bullpen arm and then made his transition to the starting rotation this year. He does have a 35% K rate and less than a 5% walk rate through his first 20 starts, which basically means that he's attacking hitters. He has a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. His cutters in the upper 90s, his sweepers in the mid 80s, and he has a nice firm change that just basically drops off the table. He already had Tommy John in 2022, which basically makes him kind of have like a kind of an innings limit type thing going on now. But I definitely think that he's going to be a good trade and sign candidate.
I like the Crochet signing though. I mean, he's under team control through 26 too. And even though he does have some obviously workload concerns, because of that surgery, I mean, again, though, the Dodgers are kind of in the same situations with a fantastic farm system that they could make a really good offer to Chicago to potentially get a Garrett Crochet.
I also really like the idea of potentially trading for Turk Skubal. He's going to demand a lot. But you also have Jack Flaherty, who's on a 1-year deal with the Detroit Tigers. While he hasn't done well, he's got a 6.75 ERA in 34 innings with the Detroit Tigers. That was traded from St. Louis last year. The talented left-hander, he comes over to the Dodgers. They'll work with him. They'll adjust some stuff, limit down his number of pitches that he's throwing.
Yeah, especially 120 strikeouts to only 17 walks in 102 thirds innings is absolutely fantastic on Flaherty.
Yeah, I agree. And the one pitcher I think that they do need to sign in order to bolster their bullpen, because their bullpen's been like a revolving door right now, is going to be Mason Miller from the Oakland A's.
Yes. The
fireballer who just turned 26 in August emerged as a rookie phenom.
Such a stud, dude.
Guy throws 101 miles an hour. He can touch 104. He has a deadly upper 80 slider. Can you imagine that? You throw a slider at 80 miles an hour, and then you throw a fastball at 104 miles an hour. Good luck.
That is brutal.
Yeah.
There is just you already only have like 0.3 of a second to react.
Mm-hmm.
And you throw your timing off another 1/10 of a second with 80 miles an hour. It's like, no chance, dude. You're going to be way out ahead of it.
There's a lot of talk about the Dodgers needing some outfield depth as well.
Yeah.
And the Dodgers really have the outfield kind of set though. So I'm not really sure if that's really what you need. You really need like a third baseman for the Dodgers, I think.
Right.
But I don't really know who you'd get that would make sense, because you got Max Muncy, who's going to come back at some point. And then that's really his spot, because you can't put him at first because that's where Freddie is. And then you also have, what are you going to do? DH him? Sorry, that's Ohtani.
Yeah, you're definitely not DHing him.
Did you see what Ohtani did at Dodger Stadium?
Uh-uh.
So he hit one into.
Oh, I did see this.
Yeah, 470.
He hit it all the way out of the stadium.
Yeah, technically not out of the stadium. When it comes to Dodgerdom, you actually have to hit it over the the bezels there, the sun covers. You technically have to hit it over that for Dodgers to consider it being out of the stadium, not just outside of the seats, which was where he hit it. He hit it
over the seats.
Yeah. He hit it over the seats into the like enclave there. So somebody's trying to get a snow cone, just got freaking pebbled by a freaking baseball. Like, yeah, he hit it like 474 feet. So, yeah, practically out of the stadium, yes. But, yeah, it was pretty impressive. By the way, we definitely need to talk about that. Congrats to Kike Hernandez. He officially made 10 years of service in Major League Baseball. So, Kike, friend of the channel. He doesn't know who we are. But we do talk about him a lot, Kike Hernandez. I believe the first time he was mentioned on this channel was a dig. Oh, by the way, he played shortstop today, by the way.
How'd he do?
I was nervous. No
Horrible.
errors. No errors.
Oh, that's a plus.
I think he was 2 for 3 batting. He drove in 2 RBI. So,
hey, that's a win.
Yeah.
That's a win.
So we love Kike here. His wife put on a 10 years celebration there. When you hit 10 years of service time, that makes you eligible for a bunch of retirement benefits and stuff like that. So you make 10 years of service time. So congrats to Kike Hernandez for making that. And he's definitely filling his role, man. He's a specialty against left-handed hitting, and he's got postseason pedigree.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, so great to have him for sure. All right, well, once again, folks, we'd love to hear from you. Let us know in the comments down below. If your team is not the Dodgers or the Braves, we'd love to hear from you on what you think they need in order to have a successful trade deadline. It's going to be coming up here on the 30th, so we'd love to hear from you. Let us know in the comments down below on that for sure. We are on the grind to 1,000 subscribers. Once we hit 1,000 subscribers, we're going to be giving the first $500 that we earn in AdSense revenue back to our subscribers. So if you have not yet, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and smash that like button for your boy AJ right over there.
I appreciate it. We're getting so close. Stay with us. Stay with us.
For sure.
Yeah, and if you're watching on YouTube on one of the short videos, make sure you know this is available as a podcast, wherever you get your audio.
Absolutely. With all that said, my name is Darren. That is AJ, and this has been the DNA Sports Recap.
Till next time.